Number 25. He was in a band with his brother and dad. When he was a young teen, Statham and his family decided to start a band. He took on the role of the drummer, with his brother on guitar and his dad providing vocals. It seems Statham's urge to hit things never really left him. Number 24. He used to be a professional diver representing Britain. He's one of Hollywood's biggest movie stars, but did you know that Statham used to have a successful diving career? The young Statham was scouted by Britain's national diving team, which he was a part of for a total of 12 years. Statham stated that his time on the team was a great experience, and explained that he was taught discipline and focus. Number 23. He loves to play pranks on people. Although he often plays serious roles in his movies, it seems Statham has a more light-hearted side. Whilst working on the set of Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, producer Matthew Vaughn arrived in his V. When he left, he heard metal grinding in the vehicle and, in a panic, he drove the car straight to the mechanic. He was left red-faced when he realized the noise was a result of Statham having filled his boots with horseshoes. Number 22. He failed his driving test 3 times. The son of a street seller, Statham picked up some bad habits whilst driving around with his father. By the time he was ready to take his test, Statham had been driving around illegally for over 2 years. His dodgy motor skills resulted in him failing his test a total of 3 times. Not quite what you would expect from the transporter star. Number 21. He performs all his own movie stunts. Unlike most movie stars, Statham isn't afraid to get his hands dirty. In fact, he went so far as to publicly speak out against stars who don't perform their own stunts, saying they are not doing what they are supposed to be doing. It seems Statham has high expectations, making it clear that he thought only actors who performed their own stunts were true superheroes. One of his most challenging stunts was during a helicopter fight scene in Crank, where he hung from the chopper 2,000 feet over LA. The only thing keeping him suspended was a small belt and thin wire. A very strong wire, we hope. Number 20. He visited a real prison to prepare for one role. Never one to go in unprepared, Statham decided to extensively research for his upcoming part in Death Race by visiting a maximum security prison in California. The said prisoner was a mass murderer known for decapitating his victims. He clearly had quite the memory for faces, or heads. Number 19. He was a male model. After being spotted at a diving event, Statham was recruited as a male model. Although he doesn't have conventional boy band good looks, it seems Statham's rugged style was just what agencies were after. "We chose Jason because we wanted our model to look like a normal guy," explained a spokesperson for French Connection back in 1995. "His look is just right for now, very masculine and not too male model-y." Number 18. He had a close dice with death making The Expendables 3. So, we know that Statham performs his own stunts, but apparently these things don't always got to plan. During the filming of an action scene for Expendables 3, Statham was driving AT. In a serious stroke of bad luck, the brakes on the truck failed, sending it plummeting off the cliff into the sea below. Fortunately, Statham utilized his superhero strength and was able to break free of the rapidly sinking truck. "It's the closest I've ever come to drowning," he reflected. "It was a very harrowing experience." Number 17. He was kicked out of the Playboy Mansion. Way back in 2008, Statham had the honor of attending one of Hugh Hefner's famous Playboy Mansion parties. However, it seems his night of glitz and glamour was short-lived. After just a few hours, he was escorted from the property by security. You're probably thinking this was due to drunkenness or unruly behavior. But no, it was actually because Statham refused to pose for pictures with the playmates. Poor Jason, it seems his big night out didn't exactly go to plan. Number 16. He's a big hit with the ladies. Although Statham tries to keep his private life away from the spotlight, he's had some seriously high-profile girlfriends. He started dating British model Kelly Brook when she was just 18, and even popped the question before the pair split in 2004. Statham is currently in a relationship with his now fiancée supermodel Rosie Huntington-Whiteley. They now have a son together. Number 15. He became a first-time father at the age of 49. Their son, Jack Oscar, was born in June 2017. Statham's fiancée described the experience of parenthood as magical. The pair keep their son relatively shielded from the spotlight, although they have shared several snaps of intimate family moments, including an Instagram post of Jack sat on his dad's lap during a flight. Number 14. He's made appearances in several music videos. Far from the serious, big-budget actor we all know and love, Statham's first music video feature was in The Shaman's Comin' On. With oiled-up muscles and sporting a classic shaved head, Statham gyrates to the beat, clad only in small, leopard print hot pants. He also popped O in the video for Dream a Little Dream of Me by The Beautiful Self. Number 13. He was the focus of a scientific study. According to Times Higher Education, the Manchester University Press commissioned an academic study to analyze the impact of Statham on British and American films industries from 1998 to 2018. The academics behind the study are aiming to show the changing face of British cinematic masculinity. Number 12. The villain in Ultimate Spiderman was modeled on him. Writer Brian Michael Benioff is the author of the comic book series Ultimate Spider-Man, and a huge fan of Statham's chiseled looks, so much so in fact, that he instructed the artist Mark Bagley to base the villain, Vulture, on him. With Statham's rugged good looks and Tone's muscles, it's not hard to see why. Number 11. He made an income selling stolen goods. Following in his father's footsteps, Statham made some extra cash by hustling fake perfume and jewelry on the streets before he embarked on his Hollywood career. In a classic case of art mirroring life, it was his dodgy past that landed him in a role as a con artist in Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. Statham rarely mentions his shady former life, only jokingly mentioning that the goods didn't fall off a lorry, they were pushed and we caught them. Number 10. He flogged his street goods to Guy Ritchie. Statham was introduced to Ritchie through his modeling gig at French Connection. He was looking for a badass street hustler type to star in Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. Ritchie asked Statham to sell him some knock-off jewelry so that he could assess his skills. Statham obliged, using his real-life slogging experience. Ritchie immediately knew Statham was perfect for the part and wrote the role of Bacon with him in mind. Number 9. He was, nearly, arrested for joyriding. Way back in 2010, Statham had a close run-in with the law whilst partying at Coachella with his then-girlfriend Kristen Cavallari. The pair decided to abscond in a vehicle which led to them being pursued by the cops. What was this vehicle? I hear you ask. A Lamborghini? An Aston Martin? Not quite. It was, in fact, a golf cart. We bet that was quite the high-speed chase. Once the Palm Springs police eventually caught up with the troublesome twosome, they were ordered to return the cart and head back to their hotel room immediately. Number 8. He was covered in syrup for the Transporter movie. Everyone remembers Statham's legendary oil slick fight scene in this iconic movie. In the scene, his character Frank Martin is tasked with taking out a seemingly infinite amount of villainous opponents. One of his most inventive tactics was to tip a vat of crude oil over himself and his surroundings. The oil is actually chocolate syrup. We wouldn't mind helping to clear that up. Number 7. He's a skilled martial artist. The actor participates in a range of fighting disciplines, including judo and Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Statham says it's the hobby that has benefited his acting career the most, explaining that it allows him to provide action in an authentic manner. His old friend, director Guy Ritchie, is also a black belt in jiu-jitsu and a brown belt in karate. Apparently the pair have even been known to spar on occasion, with Statham saying we'd be moving all the furniture out of the way in the hotel room, trying to choke each other. Each to their own. Number 6. His movies have made more than $1.5 billion in the United States alone. One of the most popular Hollywood actors of all time, Statham certainly isn't shy of earning a few bucks. In total, Statham's filmography has raked in over $1.5 billion in the United States, with a worldwide standing of $5.1 billion. The Fast and Furious movies make up a high bulk of this. Statham is also very aware of what type of role brings in the big bucks, saying he knows people are drawn to his big-budget, high-flying action movies. Number 5. He grew up with Vinnie Jones. The pair met at school when they were just teens, and have been firm friends ever since. Ex-footballer Jones introduced Statham to the sport, leading to Statham taking up football and playing on his grammar school's team. Statham and Jones have since worked on several acting projects together, including sports comedy film Mean Machine. Number 4. He co-owned a fish and chip shop. Back in 2011, it was reported that Statham and his old pal Vinnie Jones were set to open up a chip shop together. The Brit duo decided to name the venture Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Haddock in a nod to the classic film in which the pair previously starred in. A source close to the pair was quoted saying he may live in Hollywood but he's as British as, well, fish and chips. Number 3. He comes from a musical family. Statham's father, Barry, was predominantly a street seller, although he would perform as a lounge singer whenever he had the chance. He always dreamed of performing at a strip club in Vegas, a dream which his son would go on to help him realize. Statham's brother is also a singer, accompanying himself on guitar and uploading videos onto Facebook. Number 2. He has an age gap relationship. In true Hollywood star, there is a pretty noticeable age gap between Statham and his fiancée Rosie Huntington-Whiteley. She was just 22 when the pair met, making Statham 42 at the time. However, it seems that the 20-year age gap hasn't held the couple back, and judging by their Instagram snaps, the pair are still going strong. Number 1. He swam with sharks in Fiji. It seems Statham, like most of his on-screen characters, truly does have no fear. In preparation for his role in The Meg, Statham flew to Fiji for the ultimate diving experience and the chance to get up close and personal with a group of bull sharks. Some of the sharks were a whopping 3 meters in length, yet the close proximity didn't seem to put Statham on edge. In fact, he was even quoted saying, "You get quite relaxed, it's quite a tranquil sort of thing." Write your comments, subscribe, and hit the bell.